She'll ask you lots of questions to find out who you are, to make you feel like a star. She doesn't care if you animate on the ones or the twos. She just wants to get to know the real you. Oh, yes to that. The animator's friend, she's with you to the end. She'll be your new best friend. After cocktails and coffee, the conversation is so carefree. She doesn't care if you animate on the ones or the twos. Just sit back, relax, and time will fly by. Here we go.
Hello, it's me, Indy Lombardi-Bello. I'm the animator's friend. I am post-interview. I'm post-interview of the interview you're about to listen to. This is Friday, January 26th, and today is the day that Bouchra is opening at Metrograph, and I got the opportunity to speak to two of the creators on the film, John Michael Boling and Jason Coombs. They're really responsible for things like cinematography, animation direction on the film, so very much responsible for the look of the film, and close collaborators for a while with Orion Barkey and Mariam Banani, the writers and directors of the film. And yeah, I'm urging you all to go and see Bouchra. I saw it yesterday and it's really beautiful. It's like a really gorgeous looking film. If you're familiar with Mariam and Orion's previous work, Two Lizards, it's very much of the same world and aesthetic as Two Lizards. And just, I guess, to get a little bit more specific, on the Metrograph website, multi-hyphenate artist Barkey and Banani's playful animation/live-action hybrid film Clef offers up a delightfully idiosyncratic look at the travails of the queer expat artist. The title character here is imagined as an anthropomorphic jackal inhabiting a New York City filled with other like critters, a young filmmaker simultaneously dealing with creative crises, her rocky relationship with her mother back in Casablanca, and the pleasures and the perils of sex in the city. Drawing on real phone calls and myriad other correspondences with voice talent courtesy of the directing duo's friends and family members, this lay it on the line autofiction is at once startlingly oh God, startling, whatever, light on its feet, intensely layered with insight, not least into the feelings that come of shakily straddling two cultures while belonging fully to neither. That does a better way of describing it than I can do. So it is having a full run at Metrograph starting today. And from today, June 26th to Sunday, June 28th, Mariam and Orion will be doing a Q&A after the screening. But then tonight, if you're listening, you catch it in time, although it is sold out, but who knows, Jason and John Michael will also be part of the Q&A as well. And in addition, they're also doing other programming tomorrow where you can see Two Lizards and Culture Sport Rotterdam 95, which are earlier projects from Mariam and Orion. And then the collaboration between them and John Michael and Jason Coombs started with Culture Sport Rotterdam 95. I haven't seen that, so I'm actually really excited to go see that tomorrow. And yeah, we did a shorter interview today on twos, but it's still just as fun as I hope you've come to expect from me. Bouchra's really making its rounds right now, so I saw a little screening schedule on Instagram. So now it's playing in New York, Chicago, and Washington, D.C. Starting in July, you can start to see it in places like Missouri, Washington State, Canada, upstate New York, Los Angeles, Philly, and Texas. And there's more screenings coming soon. And I'm sure that if you're interested in having it show in your city, you can reach out to Film Movement, the distributor. So let's go to my chat with my new friends, John Michael Boling and Jason Coombs, and go watch Bouchra when you can.
It's my first time on a podcast.
Really?
Yeah.
Amazing.
I've never even heard a podcast.
Oh, really? You've never heard a podcast in your life? Well, I hope that this will leave a good impression.
Sure. Yeah.
For you both. I was saying that I watched the film last night, and it's like so beautiful, like just really gorgeous and unique, like visually speaking. And then what I love with like Miriam and Orion,
Yeah.
their work is like the naturalistic kind of like dialogue and everything. So just like really beautiful, and I'm excited to actually see it in the theater tomorrow.
Yeah.
With everybody else. I feel like that'll be. I watched it like during the day yesterday, which I was like, this isn't the ideal conditions, but I was like, I'll see it in the theater soon. So it seems like you guys were pretty instrumental in the actual like look of the film. Is that correct?
Yeah.
What were your like respective goals, would you say, in the development?
Well, our sort of like our titles. I was sort of director of photography, and Jason was head of animation. But we also did so much of building everything.
Mm-hmm.
We sort of we've been working together for probably 10 years before that,
mm-hmm.
On a project called Culture Sport,
right?
And we had a pretty distinct visual style.
Mm-hmm.
And Jason and I have a pretty we figured out a really cool back and forth system of creating characters and creating
mm-hmm.
looks for things. And so, I'm not sure. I mean, it was a group effort, but, on the 3D side, Jason and I, mained pretty hard on it, and then, we spent while Miriam and Yanni were writing the first drafts or reworking the first drafts, Jason and I were doing pre-production. So
mm-hmm.
we were taking their sketches and building the characters out, and I was doing look development on the world,
mm-hmm.
Lighting, shading, trying to figure out how are we going to make a feature-length animation with the technology that we have,
mm-hmm.
in the time that we have, with
mm-hmm.
the money that we have. So
what was the time frame?
Originally it was 12 months, 13 months?
A little over a year originally. Ended up being just over 2 years total.
Yeah. We got an extension, and then we got another extension.
Yes.
Yeah, that is pretty quick, like I feel like turnaround for a feature animation film.
Yeah.
In 3D.
Yeah. Pre-production was probably about 10 months.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was about January to October.
Mm-hmm.
And then we went straight into production, and then production and post kind of overlapped.
Mm-hmm.
The process is very much this iterative back and forth thing. And then, there was about a little over a year of that. And to the point of the whole 3D production side of things, I don't think it's incorrect to say that we are the only two that were working in 3D every day of
mm-hmm.
production. We had some other people come on
mm-hmm.
from time to time, sometimes a few days, sometimes a few weeks. Miriam and Orion both
mm-hmm.
learned a little bit of Blender to get in there, but
mm-hmm.
I think as far as actually just every day being in Blender full time, it was
mm-hmm.
really the two
just
of
me
us.
and Jason,
Yeah,
or Jason and I.
Yeah.
Yanni and Miriam, and I'm saying Yanni, but Orion is
okay.
Yanni's
Yeah.
just her like friend name.
Yeah.
But they were basically ahead of us with the animatic, like paper cut of it,
mm-hmm.
or like, Miriam would get into Blender and she would kind of set up a scene or set up a camera, or
mm-hmm.
Yanni would make a drawing and they would be cutting and iterating that, and then
Yeah.
it would go to Jason, who would be doing some layout and animation, and then it would come to me, and I was sort of the tail end of the pipe, like lighting and messing with the textures and stuff.
Yeah.
But I'd say the look is like, yeah, I mean, it's a look that Jason and I have been working on for some years. Culture Sport was a bit different. It was more, it had some more cell shaded aspects, like the characters were a little bit 2D, but
Yeah.
you know, I think we were able to make it in the time with the budget because of all of the things we'd learned that working 10 years previous. We'd be like, oh, here's this, you know, trick that we have, or it's like, oh, we need a subway set, we've got one. So we like pulled a subway set that we'd worked on for
Perfect. Yeah.
hundreds of hours, years
Yeah.
prior,
Yeah.
changed it a bit, and then, you know,
Yeah.
purpose built it for it, or
Yeah,
just
yeah.
I guess customized it for the film. Yeah.
Yeah, I really feel like if you look at Culture Sport and you look at Two Lizards and then you look at Bouchra after, you can really see the DNA of both of
Yeah.
those things
Totally.
come together.
100%.
It really makes sense.
Yeah,
You're
yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh, I totally see how both of these things are still present in the final production of Bouchra.
Yeah.
And yet it's also like its own new thing, which I think
Yeah.
is really cool. You can
Yeah.
see both the parts as well as the aspects that are more than the sum of its parts.
And it feels like they kind of just all belong to the same, like all these characters are just like of the same world, or just like focusing on a new story, kind of, and
Sure.
an expansion.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know?
yeah.
Yeah. And when did you guys get involved with, because you guys worked on Two Lizards as well,
we
correct?
did
Or you
not work
didn't?
on Two
Oh, okay.
Lizards, no.
For some reason I thought.
No,
We were all in
Okay.
different
It
parts
was
of the
just,
country.
so it was just the Culture Sport was the collab.
Yeah, between Jason and
Okay.
I, and then you know, Miriam and I had known of each other's work, and then I think Telfar did like we had done a campaign for Telfar in 2016 where we built like 40 different weird Telfars for their fall winter campaign, and so we had all these Telfar assets, and we're friends with them, and then they wanted to do a Two Lizards remix with Telfar, so they called me up, and I was like, yeah, I'll throw Telfar in a Two Lizards episode, basically. So
Yeah.
I did that and had some back and forth with Miriam and Yanni, and had fun doing that. And then we were like, oh, if we ever get a chance to work down the road, let's do it.
Yeah.
And then Miriam and Yanni got the opportunity. They got some funding and the opportunity to make a feature through the Fundación Prada, and they went out to some more traditional animation studios who were like, we can't do this for this kind of budget or this kind of time frame. And so then they emailed me and was like, would you be interested in doing this?
Are you crazy enough?
Yeah. And, you know, I said, no way. This is way too hard to do.
Yeah.
But I'll advise you, I'll help, you know, we've done, you know, we haven't done anything this length, but the episode of Culture Sport that we did put out was, I think, like 21 minutes, and we'd done a lot of like music videos and shorts, so we had some understanding of like, you know, what a production workflow might be for something like this. And then, you know, as I thought about it, I was like, it's pretty. I always wanted to make a movie. And like,
Yeah.
and then called Jason, was like, would you do it? Because there's no way I would have done it without Jason. And then, yeah, he said, yeah, maybe I'll do it. We were scattered at that point. This was like tail end of COVID, I guess. Tail end of COVID prime. So I was like living on a farm, like taking care of sheep. Like I'd quit, never coming back to animation. And yeah, Jason was in Charleston. Yeah. And then, yeah, we got on a Zoom call with them and said, yeah, let's make a fucking movie. And then, yeah, but crazy to do. Don't do it.
Don't recommend.
Don't try it.
Listeners, we
try
don't
this at
recommend
home.
it. Yeah. Well, we can enjoy Bouchra and enjoy it from a distance, the
Yeah.
process. Do you still have the sheep?
The sheep, no. The sheep are gone. They
Yeah.
were a terror. Yeah. But I'm currently back at that farm
Okay.
for the summer. Yeah.
Any other critters?
Still some chickens?
There's
or
no chickens are gone.
all of them?
All the chickens are gone.
Wow.
No, they
Because once there was a donkey.
there were
There were goats.
There were goats. There were hogs.
Yeah.
There were some like 200 chickens there at some point. And then there are 2 horses, mini donkeys. No, it's just dogs and cats now. Yeah.
Dogs and cats is
Yeah,
sufficient.
totally.
Yeah. Well, I'm excited to see all the stuff tomorrow because I haven't seen Culture Sport, so I'm excited to see that. And
I'll be interested to talk to you after because you'll get to see that and Two Lizards. And I think what Jason said is accurate. Like I think if you were to watch Culture Sport and Two Lizards and then to watch Bouchra, you'd be like, oh, okay, I get it. I understand what's happening here.
Yeah. Cool. I promised that it's fun questions and not all just about the work. So I'll dig into the questionnaire. We actually talked about this before. So I'm going to ask, what's your sign? You're both Aries?
No, I'm Aries.
Oh, I thought you said you're
Miriam is also Aries.
Okay. So then what's your sign?
I'm a Pisces. I was the lone water sign dealing with 2 Aries and a Gemini.
You got to have it. You got to have the water if you're dealing with that kind of heat, astrological heat.
Yeah, it's a good mix. Was that challenging for you though?
There were definitely times where I felt like the odd person out. And there were definitely times where I feel like Ori and Yanni in particular got good at sort of realizing that, and John Michael as well, because we've worked together, sort of like when I would fall back and sort of be quiet and you know they'd be really in something and then be like, you know, Jason, you haven't said anything for a minute, what are you thinking? And sometimes I would be the naysayer and I would be like, I think you're all crazy. And sometimes they were, and sometimes I was just being a little baby, you know, and you know, it was give and take. So but there definitely were times where that energy was very opposite my own, and they would be going 100 miles an hour and I would kind of just be sitting there and observing and waiting for the right moment to find a way in.
Yeah,
that must have been tough. Because Miriam and I are like, if you can't dodge it, ram it, you know? And you'll know if you ever work with Jason, if he's quiet, that's not normal because Jason likes to talk.
It's true.
And he's good at it.
Usually not about production necessarily, but lots of tangents about movies I've been watching at Metrograph or other theaters around town. I mean, if I wasn't working on the movie, I was at the movies. So
I think I have like a 10% section of my brain that has like split off, like, you know how like a drummer can play like different rhythms. Like I have an ability to follow you with a conversation while holding on to a complex like computer task that I've developed over years.
That's beautiful.
And I had to be careful because I would sometimes, particularly with our friend Chippy, Alex Futtersack, I would sometimes pull him sort of off production with my ramblings and rants, and Miriam would kind of have to be like, hey, Jason, you're a producer, you can't be like distracting.
So he would just turn around and then like, we look over and it's like 35 minutes they're talking about whatever.
That's funny.
He's coming tonight.
Can't wait.
I've met him once.
Oh, he's great.
Yeah. Really great work that he does.
Sofa's coming too.
I know that. Yeah.
They're great. They're 2 of the people who would come and help us out a couple days a week for a while. Yeah.
Cool. I feel like was there anything that like you saw during the production at Metrograph that was like, like it left like an imprint and you feel like maybe it worked its way in at all?
It's a great question. I mean, we definitely talked about movies and references throughout production. Sometimes it would be more just funny to see things that would be like, oh, we're kind of doing something like that. It would almost be the reverse. It wouldn't be things that would find their way in. It would be things that were doing and I'd see in other places. And that's even happened since our release. Like I thought it was so funny when I saw Sentimental Value at New York Film Festival. There's some elements of that movie that are very parallel to Bouchra, especially in the end.
Totally.
Not to give anything away, but that was really surprising, you know, being at that festival and seeing that and being like, oh, this is kind of funny that there's such different films and yet there are some similar elements going on.
Totally.
But I can't think of anything specifically. I mean, we talked a lot on the production, you know, everything from Wong Kar-wai and Chungking Express to, I mean, things like Fight Club by David Fincher, you know, really, really wide range of movies that we referenced. I mean, there's even kind of a moment in the film with some spit that's kind of almost a reference to Cruel Intentions. But I don't know that
I mean, I had a moment specifically at Metrograph, if that's the question, with Yanni.
I love that,
with
yeah.
Yanni, where I learned a lot about Yanni. Miriam had gotten sneak tickets to
Beau is Afraid.
Beau is Afraid, and Yanni and I ended up going.
Mm-hmm.
And this was the first time she and I had ever been like out in the wild together. And we're up on like the balcony, and we're just talking, and like the movie starts, like just the lights go down and the first comes up, and Yanni's like, let's go have a cigarette, like really loud. And I'm like, we can't do that right now, Yanni. Like we gotta sit here for a while. Like,
3
we
hours.
had 15 minutes to do this. Yeah. but that's what she's so powerful as well. Like she's a force. Like she'll get things done in a way that like the other three of us would not have. We're all like kind of the production. We're all just kind of like dragging each other, like in this Ouija board way to get like what happened to happen. And it's a cool mix. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, as Jason said, I think a lot more, like definitely a lot more references of traditional movies than animation for this. And we said this before, but it kind of, for me, it really feels both the product and the production process more like a 90s indie cinema kind of a movie than an animation.
Yeah. Agreed.
I think maybe the only direct like reference or inspiration to animation that I can think of is there's a scene where Bouchra's preparing food, and that's very much inspired by Miyazaki and the way that those films always have food preparation going on. So that was definitely something that we talked about. But otherwise, it was way more influenced by live action than other animation.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Something I realized is that I should have done a clap. I'll do this for myself later.
Wait, do we all supposed to clap? No.
I mean, I want to clap
No,
now.
let's okay.
It gives me some options to work with. All right. 2. What have you eaten today? I mean, the Saratoga sparkling water has been a major revelation.
This is my
for
second
you.
Saratoga still. No, it's the still water. I'd
Oh,
had the
it's still.
sparkling.
Oh, I
but
thought
don't
that
really
it
like
was
sparkling water.
Okay.
I'm
Same.
just.
I didn't know they did still.
I didn't either. And now I know. And now I'm, there goes $300 out of my bank account for the next 5 months. I had an egg sandwich. Yeah, I made this morning. I do egg service every morning for the last year.
Yes.
I woke up randomly last year after having done smoothies every morning for like 5 years. And I was like, I'm in the mood for eggs.
Yeah.
And then every morning since, I've been in the mood for eggs. So
Is it always an egg sandwich or?
not always, no, but I've been in Atlanta for most of the last year, and my girlfriend has a cat named Tuna. And so when I wake up first thing, I make tuna and egg. So Tuna is expecting the egg every day. So she just sits. She's very polite.
Yes.
Just sits and waits for the egg. But no, French style for sure, like an omelet style egg. Sometimes it's on bread. Sometimes it's just with vegetables, but yeah. And then, I don't know, chewing gum. That's it for me. Coffee, 17 coffees. No, just 2.
What about you?
Somewhat similar. I had a smoothie. Big on smoothies. It was a fresh peach with a fresh banana, and then some frozen pineapple and mango, little plain Greek yogurt. And then I made 4 scrambled eggs. I ate a lot of eggs. I usually do 3 or 4 eggs for breakfast.
You've always done eggs, though, since I've known you.
Yeah.
You were doing eggs for years, and I was like, why are you doing eggs, man?
Yeah.
But now I know.
It's cheap, it's filling, it's tasty. I love every way you can cook an egg, whether it's sunny side up, over easy, poached, omelet, you name it. I love them. They're diverse, they're cheap, they're easy.
They are a blessing.
Yeah, I was an egg chef for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, in college. I had to wake up at 4 a.m. and do breakfast prep for this restaurant in my college town. But usually I hadn't slept because I was in art school, so I would finish a project.
Right.
Go there, and there were these 18 really old, really curmudgeonly guys that would go there every morning at 6, and each one had a different egg order.
Wow.
And it was just very tough to get them all happy.
Yeah, you had to get good at egg.
But I'm good at it. I'm good at egg. Yeah. I give good egg.
All right. 3, have you listened to music today?
Yeah, I have.
care to share?
Well, I am staying at my brother's place this weekend because I'm moving back to New York in September, but I'm subletting my apartment. But my brother's got a spot in Bed-Stuy, and I have a niece who's young, and I was talking. My brother's also a filmmaker. He had an editor over who's like also like country boy like me, and there's this new country singer named Zach Top who's putting out music like it was 1994.
Okay.
And so I played him this song.
Yeah.
And it's I Never Lie. It's real. It's a heartbreaker.
Okay.
For real.
I love me some country music.
But he's kind of like, he's channeling like John Anderson through Alan Jackson, like via George Strait. And it's like, it's really good.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm excited to
So listen to that.
Yeah.
And then listen to this song, then play this song by Clarence Carter called Patches, which I only heard 2 days ago.
It's one of the best, most
So
heartbreaking,
good, so
but beautiful.
Good. Yeah. No, and it's like me and my dad have like a big, long time running joke about like guilt trips. Like we'll always do like Cats in the Cradle. Like we're just like, I love you, Dad, but I gotta go. Like just mercilessly, like blood-seeking emotional violence. And then I hear Patches and I'm like, because it's like, this is like, he patches me all the time. Like I started this thing, but I kind of gotta go. Can you finish it? But it's such a good song.
It's incredible.
I'm surprised I'd never heard it.
Yeah, I forget how I came across it. It was kind of like weird, and I was just like, like it's got to be in one of like my favorites.
It's Muscle Shoals, so the music's like so good.
Yeah. Do you know?
And it's very different than Strokin'.
Yeah, very different.
Also, famous.
Is that a Clarence Carter?
Yeah, that's Clarence Carter.
God, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That voice, very different song.
Very different.
Very different.
He's got range.
He's got something for everyone.
Have you listened to anything today?
You know, I haven't. I've been so on the go. And when I'm out and about, I don't like having headphones in. You know, I really like, I love overhearing stuff in New York. I'm always writing down conversations and lines. You just pick up these fragments of things that are so interesting. I guess, but recently, I will say that I've been listening to a lot of Minor Threat, which I've always loved, but I've been kind of going, they're great. Really? They're so good. And I always love them. And it's funny because I'm kind of a former stoner, maybe still a stoner at heart.
Is Minor Threat like hardcore?
They're straight edge. You know, it's like, it's, you know, Ian MacKaye, same of like Fugazi, so frontman. But so it's all,
are they from that scene? Are they from like Fugazi's DC?
DC, yes, exactly. So it's pre-Fugazi, basically Minor
Washington
Threat,
DC, not DC Universe.
Yes, which we love too. You know,
definitely.
Shout out Alan Moore. But it's been fun. I've been kind of going through a sobriety phase, and it's been fun for the first time to be able to really sing
you can really do it.
Exactly.
Are you going to get the tattoo?
I'm going to get the X's in my lip. Straight edge hardcore for life. Yeah, I'm going full.
Don't do it.
And then last night I saw for the first time the Christopherson Streisand version of A Star Is Born.
Oh, yeah.
So, there was
I've never
lots
seen that.
of music in that.
Yeah.
Didn't like it as much as the Judy Garland. I gotta
that's
say.
my favorite.
That's so good. But it's got way more music. It kind of drops the story aspect in a way, which is why I think it's weaker. But it's just like slams you with songs.
Has anybody done a mashup of the Judy Garland version and the Lady Gaga version, like Judy Gaga?
Ooh.
Like you flip the.
I think you got to do it.
Yeah. That's the internet
That's the rule.
Do you know that?
Oh, if you think of it,
if you think of it, you have to do it. You can look on the internet, and if it's been done, you are absolved. Yeah. But if it's not, it is your duty.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So.
Well.
Something to look forward to.
Yeah, looking forward.
God. All right, I'll see you guys in a month.
I feel like the Barbra Streisand Christopherson version is like the most direct inspiration for the Lady Gaga version. But I feel like I liked the Lady Gaga version better than the
I think in general the Streisand one is considered the worst. I still haven't seen the.
But they're both so good. Do you not feel? I would imagine that they would sell the love. Do they not?
I mean, again, yes and no. Again, I wish that there were more like story moments and scenes.
I think the story, it's just
something
was lacking.
Like, is it more like a musical in a way, or?
But not even, because they don't string. It's almost just like. You ever seen Flashdance?
Yeah.
It's just almost like music videos, like strung together in a way.
Like just montage sequences?
Kind of. That's kind of how I felt anyway. It didn't have like room to really breathe or let the characters develop. It's just almost like the story, and so you're just kind of following along through the songs.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, or A Star Is Corn.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Jonathan Davis.
That would
that's
be
cool.
wild.
Yeah. Dang, I'm busy. Gonna be busy.
You got a lot on your plate now.
Okay. 4, what's something that you think is overrated?
How long is this podcast?
However long you want it to be.
Jeez Louise. Overrated, like anything in the world? Like
anything.
Animal, vegetable, mineral, like a media object. That's tough. That's a tough one. Jeez. God. This is.
I know one for you.
What's one for me?
Steampunk.
Yeah.
John Michael does not like steampunk.
Yeah, but I don't know if it's. I mean, steampunk is like, come on, yo.
I don't know how rated it is these days.
No,
but
well, it's
had
like
a moment.
and it's like there's things in there that are cool, and like the original work it was like derived from, which is, I believe, a book called The Difference Engine by William Gibson and what's his face? Is it Neil Stevenson, or was it who's the guy that got canceled?
Neil Gaiman.
I think it's William Gibson and somebody, but it's like that story is really cool, and I think somebody was like they got that and then they just like messed it up. It's like somebody, it's like kind of like Christianity or something. They like there's like the original work is like pretty good ideas, and they're like no. Yeah, I don't like steampunk.
Okay.
But our friend and former collaborator Joe Kubler came up with a concept called kite punk, which I think is like very, very cool.
Okay.
And so somebody, like hopefully Joe will make. I just like the idea of a kite punk where like everything's kites. So it's like as like just like all the bad stuff they do with steampunk, but just with kites.
I think kites are making a comeback. I've been hearing more about kites in the last like 2 months than I have been since I was a kid, I guess.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's fun.
People are into kites
That's
again.
a fun comeback.
Yeah. I
like
agree.
making their own kites.
Yeah, making their own kites, flying kites, buying like really specific type. My friend Cynthia Chu, who actually was a guest on the podcast, she bought a pocket kite. Oh. So it's like very portable,
so wherever you
I guess.
There
yeah,
you
can fly a kite. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a huge Mary Poppins fan.
I just watched it again.
It's so great. And I loved it with all of these things about, these bankers and women's suffrage and all that. And at the end of the day, let's go fly a kite. Like that's sort of the ending note is like, we spend like 2 hours going through all these worlds and wonderful themes and ideas. And at the end of the day, let's go fly a kite.
Yeah.
Not to get too technical, but something that's very cool about Mary Poppins is that they did, and it's also relevant to the film because it's a collage.
Sure.
The live action and animation combination is some of the best that's ever been done.
It's it's crazy.
They had a specific type of. I'm going to get this wrong, so everyone forgive me, but what the gist is right. They 2 of the 3 things I'm going to say are correct. They had a specific type of like light and a specific type of screen and a specific type of lens that allowed for perfect keying. Perfect. Yeah. And they've lost the technology. Like they spent all this money on it and like it just got the most perfect keys. That's why they were able to like she's got like a what do you call it? Like a dress that is sheer in some parts, like it's mesh, and they were able to like get perfect keys on it. It's insane.
How does it get lost? Who lost it?
I don't know. Somebody, they're just like, we don't need that, and then that guy died. Like so much like old special effects stuff, just vanishes with like
probably
the
CIA.
Yeah, or it could be like we don't know how to make like cement or concrete like they used to. Like the recipe was lost for hundreds of years, and then we
the Roman aqueducts.
We kind of figured it out again, but it's not as good as the old stuff.
That's what I was gonna say. Like I'm surprised that like they haven't been able to figure it out.
Yeah.
The keying. Yeah.
What I'm surprised that I haven't been able to figure out is what Jason thinks is overrated. Because I know as soon as we wrap, I'm going to think of 1,000.
There's a million things.
So
I could go. I mean, it's one of those things. It's like there's
Gosh.
definitely directors, but I kind of don't want to throw any directors under the bus. But
they're under the bus.
One thing I'll say that I just cannot stand, and I know a lot of people are with me on this, but they're hugely popular. I don't know how they got popular. I don't know how they make so much money. Funko Pops. They make my blood boil.
Yeah.
I think they're so atrocious. I hate that the way that they've, I even feel like I call like the Funko Popification of everything now, where it's, it's spread into Fortnite, which I also don't like for similar reasons, and just this everything becoming this, multiverse of all media that's ever been made and sort of distilled into this, I don't know. It was okay when it was Pogs, back in the day.
Yeah, Pogs are underrated.
Pogs are underrated. Funko Pops overrated.
Okay.
That's interesting though, because you do come from like a collector culture. Like, but what happened to that? Because that, like you are a fan of things,
Sure.
and you enjoy collecting collectibles. Not like in the same way, but like that whole culture has been mutated and perverted in some way from when you came up.
Definitely.
What do you think the main problem is? Like, why do Funko Pops exist now?
I mean, I don't know. We could get into some weird tangential rant about
We love a tangential rant.
About all of capitalism and where it's turned into more and more just a casino and a playground for the rich, and the combination of nostalgia coming in and all angles. And I mean, I feel like we even saw this, especially during COVID, on like eBay. Like it used to be that you could find, vintage things, or whether it's video games or Magic the Gathering cards, or like I'm wearing this bootleg Eon Flux t-shirt that Miriam and Yanni got me for my birthday. I have like an original MTV one that I got years ago, and now when that pops up on eBay, it's like hundreds of dollars, and I just feel like it's this weird, it's a combination of like speculative market, which is taking over everything, the whole like Kalshi explosion, like let's just bet on everything's a casino, everything's a playground, mixed with again a reach to the past and wanting to not let go. And so it's this just mass accumulation that's both to sort of preserve things as well as a hope of investment, because finances are crumbling in this weird way that it almost makes more sense to put your money into frivolous consumer goods than actual currencies or resources. I don't know.
Yeah.
Mayonnaise. You think mayonnaise is overrated?
Yeah, mayonnaise is very overrated.
Oh, I love
100%
mayonnaise.
disagree.
They smother it. They just like
Oof.
slather it on stuff. There's
Get it on there.
no one knows what like a little bit of mayonnaise is. You
Yeah.
get a sandwich and it's like ice cream scoops full. It's
Yeah.
like
If it's the right mayonnaise, it's the right bread. I don't know. No, there's too much mayonnaise for sure. Yeah.
way too much mayonnaise. I mean, cheese too, to be honest. I love cheese, but it's the same thing. I mean,
I think on a sandwich you can overdo it with the cheese.
It's
I agree with
wild.
that
It gets
one.
too greasy for sure.
it's crazy. Or like when
Yeah.
you go into like an Americanized like Mexican restaurant where like a burrito is just drowning
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
cheese.
People do too much. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's wild.
No, mayo's. That's where we're on different sides of that
Yeah.
one.
You got those French roots.
My mom's French, so mayo.
Yeah.
I'm in like Rome, Georgia, like it's not middle of nowhere, but it's it's the South, and I'm like 9 years old, and I have like a camembert sandwich at 3rd grade.
Yeah.
And it's not a, it's a different kind of upbringing, but mayonnaise was a part of it for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great
Yeah.
Smashing Pumpkins song though.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Mayonnaise.
Really great.
I do like that.
Gosh, I've been listening to Smashing Pumpkins lately again. Yeah, they're so
Siamese
good.
Dream. It's a good
That's
one.
such a good one.
It's a good album.
I will say I do have one Funko Pop, but it was a gift. But I think it's pretty cool. It's the Log Lady.
Log Lady, I'm okay with. The one I think is actually particularly perverse, though, is Laura Palmer wrapped in plastic. They have that as a Funko Pop, and
Is
that,
it then wrapped in another layer of plastic? Like in a container?
Yeah, I
it is,
guess so,
totally
yeah.
is. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Pretty
So
crazy.
I don't know. That one is Log Lady. I'm cool with, but
Yeah.
the Laura Palmer one, I'm kind of like that's a little weird,
Yeah,
when
that
we
is-
get to that
that is
level.
weird.
But Log Lady's always okay.
I also took her
I
out
think
of the
Log
box.
Lady's always
She's like
okay.
she's just like
She's
out.
always
Yeah,
okay.
I think you can make a representation of Log Lady in any medium, and that's
Totally.
like go for
Yeah.
it.
Yes,
Yeah.
her
That's
energy
cool.
transcends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Agreed.
David Lynch, overrated?
Oh.
Wow, that's a weird one because I love him.
You love him a lot.
But I do on some level. It is like one of these things where he is kind of this cliche de facto answer of like, who's your favorite director? David Lynch. What's your favorite movie? Mulholland Drive.
But the affection for him is overrated, or like the fan culture
Maybe I
of
think
him
he's
is overrated.
oversaturated rather than
There you go.
overrated.
That's probably a better.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
true. He is fairly rated. He is one of the greatest of all time. Like
Yeah.
that's not.
You are, and to be clear, everyone, Jason is a big fan of David Lynch.
Love him.
Yeah.
I watched Mulholland Drive.
Yeah.
at least twice this year on a print, if not 3 times. I can't remember. My friends even teased. I went to see it at MoMA when it played on a print. And then my friends were like, "You're not a true fan unless you go when it plays again." So I was like, "All right,
you will have
I'll
a birthday
again.
party if Mulholland Drive is playing. You'll buy out half the theater for your friends to come watch it. Yeah,
bought like 2 rows worth of
theater.
Metrograph
That's right.
seats to watch Mulholland Drive on my birthday.
So everyone who couldn't get a ticket,
which was a more popular event than when I did Dancer in the Dark for my birthday.
I came to both of them, but different vibe.
Both great birthdays.
Different vibe.
Both pretty dark though. Yeah.
Oh man.
Jason, the fun fact about Jason that not many people know is that when Twin Peaks was re-released, there was a lot of memes going out about him, and Jason was I think incognito, but like one of the more popular producers of the memes and in one of the bigger Facebook groups of note about
blog posting. For anyone out that's a fan of blog posting, I had
you
got a few thousand likes. It's the most I've ever got,
which was a lot for those memes at that time. So Jason's been contributing to the culture.
It was fun.
If we wanted to find them later, what would we look
how would we look those up?
Oh, that's a great question.
Is it under your name?
I think so. If you just search my name on log posting, you'll probably find them.
I think it's time for Facebook to make a comeback. I think we should all go back over there.
If they change their interface to not make it such a nightmare, I'm in.
Yeah.
It's so hard. Like I don't know what's happening. It's overwhelming to look at it right now.
Well, on that note, to throw some shade, I kind of think Partyful is overrated, and I much prefer Facebook events.
Partyful has ties to Palantir. So there
you go.
I was like, I am shutting my account down. It's over. I loved Partyful until I found that out.
Again, not that Facebook is somehow removed from all that, but I just something about the Facebook.
I don't think they've done anything wrong. I don't know. I can't remember. I think he's a good guy, right? Right? Well, you like Mark, right?
The events were fun though. Facebook events were fun.
Yeah, that was great.
There was a little period of time.
Look, and it depends on the town that you're in. Because I remember there was a time when like I had moved up to New York and nobody was using Facebook, but in Athens, Georgia, where we both went to school, great art scene, great music scene. But all our friends are in bands and people are playing shows all the time. Facebook events was very useful to be like, this is where it's happening. It's like, whereas New York didn't really have, Todd P had a list. What was the name of that? There was a guy that put out a list for house shows. So that was like whatever the equivalent was. But you know what needs to come back? MySpace. Just like it was.
We love Tom.
He's the only one that got out of it. Like, he's like the Bill Watterson of like startup like founders. He's the only guy that's like, okay, like I know
It was really sad when they lost all their data during that migration. If you remember, like all the MySpace bands,
maybe
and all
one
that
of the
stuff.
biggest losses of culture that I can think of. Definitely internet culture. Do you know this story?
That they lost
they lost all the data.
So
all these people that put up all these songs, because you had this great function for just putting up a song, so everybody would like I had like 7 bands I was in that made 2 songs, and like there's just millions of these, and like they just didn't back up the drive, and it's just gone.
Crazy.
It's like the Fox Studio Vault fire back in the day with all the nitrate prints just going up in flames.
It's sad.
It's the equivalent.
It's very sad.
All right. Well, 5 is what's underrated. We said Pogs.
Yeah,
definitely.
Pogs.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure. There's got to be.
I got a good one.
Yeah, what's up?
Animation as a adult medium. And when I say adult medium, I don't mean like Adult Swim. I don't mean crude humor. And again, don't get me wrong, I love that stuff too. You know, everybody loves The Simpsons and Futurama and all that stuff. Beavis and Butthead. It's all great. But animation is in America always seen as either for kids, it's Pixar and Disney and DreamWorks, or again, it's basically a joke delivery system, Aqua Teen Hunger Force and all these kinds of things. But it can be anything, it can tell any story, and there are so many animators out there, whether it's, Bruno Bazzetto or Marcel Jankovic, probably pronouncing that wrong, Hungarian director who did, Son of the White Mare, among others, Yuri Norstein, Russian animator, Hedgehog in the Fog. There's just so many. Sylvain Chomet, the French guy that does, Triplets of Belleville and so forth. yeah, so I just think there's so many represent Peter Chung, Aeon Flux, one of the greatest works of art of all time, in my opinion. It's so singular. It's so amazing. So yeah, I think that, again, it's weird to say animation's underrated because it's wildly popular. Pixar movies still sell and make millions and millions of dollars. But I think when you back out and look at it as a broad art form, I think even among cinephiles, it's sometimes not taken seriously. I mean, I even think about around town how many retrospectives and series that happen all the time in this city, and they never focus in on animators. You know, when someone like Richard Williams passed away, no one put together a retrospective for him. You know, that just goes sort of by the wayside.
You know the rule.
I got to do it. I would love to do a Richard Williams retrospective.
I bet we can figure that out.
To play all of his. I mean, there's not a lot, but it's all wonderful.
Yeah.
If I could go back in time to when he was at MoMA showing the work print of The Thief and the Cobbler on 35 millimeter, I would be in my time machine right now, heading there.
That would be one of your time travel moments.
Definitely. I know. It's like, sorry, I know the cliche answer is just to go back and kill Hitler, but I gotta catch this Thief and the Cobbler work print first. You know,
that's cool.
It's just a couple hour detour, and then I'll go back and knock off some, despots and dictators.
Sure. That first, though, before.
Yes. Sorry, I mean, my boy, Richard Williams, the GOAT. He wrote the animator survival kit.
Totally. I think, I think that's a good answer.
Yeah, preaching to the choir.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Audience of animation lovers, but like the full
this is an
spectrum.
animation podcast.
It's an animation podcast.
Okay. Gosh, underrated. I don't really know. What's underrated for me? I'm so bad at coming up with these things. Yeah, I don't know. Can you think of anything?
Leave it at Pogs.
No, underrated.
Pogs and animation.
Because you would probably know better than me what I think is underrated.
I think is underrated.
Oh, yeah.
Cup holders? Ice?
Ice. Well, I think ice is...
I think you're feeling ice is underrated today.
Ice in Europe, always. No, I'm a freak. Ice in Europe is definitely underrated. Yeah, so that's... I'd probably move to Europe if I could get that.
If it wasn't for the lack of ice.
Yeah.
Honestly, yeah, probably. Yeah.
On the other hand, not a fan of ice, obviously. You want to make that clear.
Oh, no, fuck ice.
Right, yeah.
We're talking about frozen water.
We love frozen water.
Love frozen water.
Hate ice.
Yes.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
It's really unfortunate that they took ice.
I know.
Totally.
I know.
I think... I don't know what's underrated. Like, underrated is just like people starting a band and then just breaking up, and that's okay. I don't know. That's not underrated, but I think it's a thing people should do more. Like people who are like
Blender, just in case it didn't get it.
No, the Blender's great.
Yeah.
But no, just like I don't know. I just wish people. I don't know if this is. My brain is taking me to like I wish more people would just be goofy and make creative stuff, even if they don't know the medium. Like I think musicians should make their own music videos, even if they're going to be worse than people making them. Like I think they're always better. Yeah. Just if it's from the heart and authentic.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, that doesn't really answer the question, but
you maybe think. I mean, like demos, rough cuts, right?
Demos,
You're always talking about.
Never send me a demo or like a rough cut of a film or a thing because I'm gonna fall in love with it and it's gonna be and then your real things gonna come out and I'm gonna be like that sucks. Like that's so bad.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah, but that's probably a personal problem.
We're here to talk about personal stuff.
Yeah.
What makes you you? Okay. Speaking of 6, what were you like in high school?
Wow. I wore huge pants, like Jinkos and kickwear and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I think my largest pair was something like a 50-inch, circumference leg opening, on each leg.
Yeah.
Parachute pants, as people call it, like they're circus tents. So yeah, I wore all black. I had a 9 Inch Nails t-shirt for every day of the week.
Nice.
And
7 9 inch nails.
yes, 7 9 inch nails and 50-inch pants.
Yeah.
But otherwise,
You went 50-inch. What? You went that
on the
big?
leg openings. Yeah, the
Whoa.
biggest ones.
I had Jinkos in middle school, but I never had I had pipes, but I didn't have. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, I had some like 30 inches too.
You have to think about like when you're walking, like you can't get on escalators.
No.
Yeah.
It was crazy. They got torn to shreds at the open. And this was up in Massachusetts during the winter. They would just soak up all the snow and water. Yeah, it was
What
really...
shoes were you wearing? Like Airwalks?
Boots, of course.
Oh, boots.
Combat
Okay.
boots.
Combat boots.
Gotta go with it, you know? It's
all right.
It's the
Very
whole
fun.
thing. But it was, you know, it confused people because I wasn't emo, I wasn't goth, I wasn't a raver. You know, I kind of had fragments of all of these things. Like I was adjacent to all these things, but wasn't any of them. But otherwise, kind of the same, to be honest. So it was really, I feel like, just superficial changes. Like I started wearing pants that fit. That's really the main difference.
Yeah.
You can make kites out of Jinkos, you know?
Yeah.
That's
Jinko
the thing.
kite.
Jinko kite. Yeah. High school, I had Jinkos in middle school, but my high school had a dress code, so I couldn't express myself with fashion.
Yeah.
I don't know, it's kind of like goofball, you know? Like I would just like I don't know. I think I was kind of the same in some ways. Like just like to make people laugh, like get like I would like become the president of the French club, and then like I would run a campaign to get that, and then like as soon as I got elected, I'd be like, no, I don't want that. I got asked to not return to a French class by Randa Mixon. She's great French teacher, but I would just make everybody laugh, and she's like, you gotta drop it. You have to go. Like I was making A's, but she's like, you have to leave. I can't have you here. And then I found like I was just in the newspaper room playing with Photoshop all the time, and then we had a great video program. Like it was weird. Like I learned After Effects when I was like 14 and was using it like what is now the Creative Suite fully at that age, like every day. So
amazing.
My life, I was just making stuff on the computer like I have been doing since I was like 6. Still do it today. So but I wonder if I hadn't had a dress code, because I was primed 8th grade. I was primed to go there. All my friends like that didn't go to school that had a dress code were still that way. Like, 'cause it's the 90s, so that was a big thing. But I don't know. Maybe my life would be better.
Well, what's funny is I sometimes look back and kind of wish I did have a dress code. To be honest, I'm one of those kids that kind of wishes like I didn't have to think about fashion, because I mean, obviously it was
honestly, I think dress codes are kind of cool for kids. I think it's an equalizing force where it's like, it can be, sure. There's definitely like examples of it being like it's too strictly enforced or something like that. But it
removes, branding in a way. It's like you're not having kids come in as basically walking billboards for corporations at a young age.
And it's like, if, depending on where you're coming from, like you don't like, it's an equalizing force. It doesn't like make divisions like, othering people at a time when like I think people need to like not feel like they're nothing. If in as many ways as we can, because middle school and high school are like hell chambers, no matter what. Even the best ones are probably like just torture for the soul. But
totally,
we're better for it, hopefully.
What were you like in high school?
I was kind of like a little bit of a floater as well in terms of like I my interests were varied, and I had friends that were varied, but I wasn't like part of like one specific group. But I also like loved being alone. I just like really felt like that was my most antisocial time, I think, was when I was in high school. But just because I was just like I was kind of over it. Like all my friends were like in middle school, like, oh my God, I can't believe we're going to high school. And I'm like, I'm done. Like, I don't want to do this anymore. The social aspect, I just found it like dull, and I felt like I was beyond it.
You wanted to find like a Mario warp pipe and just go straight to college.
Yeah, I was just like, I get it. I think, you know what I mean? Like, I think I've gotten out of this experience what I needed to. So I just kind of was like, I kept to myself a lot, but in a nice way. Like I liked it.
Cool.
Yeah.
I will add one thing that I just remembered because it's kind of funny. As much as I was not the classical choice, I ended up as prom king.
Prom king. I've seen the pictures.
It's almost like a reverse Carrie where they came together and were like, no, let's actually make the weird kid win, and it'll just be kind of fun and sincere, and we won't pour.
Or it was a long con Carrie, and
it's
tonight
true.
there's going to be a lot of blood
all right.
on stage right over your head.
I've always wanted to get slimed on Nickelodeon, so that's
Definitely.
next best thing.
Yeah. Well, I hope it happens.
Yeah. Long con Carrie is really cool.
Okay. 7, what's the first work of art of any kind that made a meaningful impact on you when you were young?
It was a painting in my kitchen by this artist named Larry Knatzer, who my granddad had a gallery in Atlanta, and he was one of his artists. And I think he had like a bunch of shows, and then like he didn't like sell all the work. I don't know. At some point we just had like a lot of these paintings in my family, and there's this one that like I would just look at it and could never figure it out. And I still have it today, and I still look at it and I still don't know what the fuck is going on.
Yeah.
But like what I thought was going on when I was a kid, like I've kind of come back to that reading of it, and I'm like, is that right? And you just notice things. Like that's what I think is cool about paintings. Like if you can live with them, like you just don't. It's not like an image of a thing. Like I don't know, like an image from a movie or something. Like obviously there's beautiful images of movies where you're like, oh, you can figure things out, but something about like that, I don't know, that's pretty cool. So that had him, and then Roger Rabbit. Roger Rabbit was huge. I was like, I was 8 or whatever, and I had the birthday party, and it was just
changed everything. What about you?
I mean, big ones that come to mind, definitely cartoons, Warner Brothers cartoons in particular. Growing up and watching Looney Tunes were hugely inspirational and formative. Definitely lots of kids' books. I mean, like Where the Wild Things Are really stands out as like a really young memory of something. Just those illustrations really grabbing a hold of me. And then maybe it's like a little bit later in childhood, but I mean, Calvin and Hobbes was huge, and that's
Calvin
one of those
for
that's
sure.
like, and it's so cool because it I mean, like a lot of that stuff, all of the stuff I just listed, but especially Calvin Hobbes, it's so over a kid's head, you know. I mean, so much of it is, but it's also
there's still
there. Exactly, there's something there. You know, you are this kid, and you are exploring this world and seeing the parents and having this friend, and that's what I think is, you know, those kinds of works of art are so magical, where you can revisit them, and they just constantly give more and more. And Shel Silverstein, another, you know, that kind of cliche thing for a lot of kids to grow up on. But I was wondering about that too.
I think it's just slowly.
But you know, but I mean, The Giving Tree is just one of those that's like haunting, you know. And again, I mean, rereading that as I get older and older, it just...
I don't think I ever read that one.
Oh, you gotta go read The Giving Tree, dude.
It's good.
It's ridiculous, you know, and it's like, why would this end up on the shelf for kids? It's kind of too dark and sad and existential, but again, I mean, I think it's just a lot of that's the same with Roald Dahl. All these guys, they weren't really, you know, Maurice Sendak even says this in one of my favorite interviews he does with Stephen Colbert, where he's like, I didn't set out to write books for children. I wrote books and somebody said, these are for children, you know? And I think that's what's cool about a lot of that stuff is they're not thinking about a target audience and who they can sell it to. They're just telling things that then end up appealing to kids, and dealing with these abstractions and darkness in a way that, at least for me as a child, I was really drawn to that stuff. I loved the weird, dark stuff. I loved Labyrinth, you know, the Jim Henson with David Bowie. I loved like All Dogs Go to Heaven, which is such a
Land
weird,
Before Time.
You know, exactly. All the Don Bluth stuff, which is so much darker than anything Disney
the
did.
The world is dying.
Totally. It's an apocalyptic film for children. So I mean, I just love all that weird, dark kid stuff.
I think kids are stronger than people give them credit for.
I think that's true.
And it's like, you don't need to talk down to them. Like, I don't know if you guys have been around kids much, but like, I have 3 nieces that I'm very close with, and it was just like, I just treat them like people.
Yeah.
And then it's just like, because they are just people.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, it's so much more fun to talk to kids in just a regular, than to
Yeah.
put on a voice and
Yeah,
talk.
yeah.
That's where people.
Yeah.
That's where grown-ups make the big mistake.
so
It's like,
uninteresting.
You're just like, hey, what's up? Like,
Yeah.
how's your day? You busy?
Yeah.
Well, like, yeah, how's your Tuesday
Yeah.
like? And I'm like, it's like, it's tough. It's hard times out there.
Yeah. No, I realized the like baby talk thing with we have family that's in Italy, and like we were at like a wedding, so like there's kids around, and like we realized that like everybody just talks to them like adults. Like that's not like I think the baby talk thing is not like
It's not
part
a
of the
thing.
culture. So then the kids are like, and they're just like, and it's just like it's delightful, you know. So it's like just treat them like people.
Underrated Bill Watterson, what Bill Watterson did with Calvin and Hobbes, like how he let it be what it was. He never let it be commercialized. He never let them sell anything on it. He left millions of dollars on the table, and he ended it when it needed to end, and that's that.
Yep.
So underrated for anybody who makes stuff. Yeah.
Hard to walk that path, but he is one of the purest for sure.
Yeah.
And God forbid if anything ever came out on him to get him canceled, I would just die. But I'm pretty sure he's just
a motherfucking
stuck with
hero.
his family, and he's just out there painting his watercolors, and
that is like dream goal life. I think everyone should aspire to who makes stuff.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Agreed. Okay. 8. What character from an animation do you relate to the most?
That's a really hard question.
Stumped ya.
What character from an animation do you relate to the most?
I'm just gonna pull out my phone for this one.
Yeah. Google what are animated movies? Yeah.
I'm trying to think.
Yeah, not so easy now, huh?
I know I've like been asked before, but I don't like. I feel like it changes. I'm trying to think of like I've been watching old Disney stuff lately.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to think of if there's anybody in there, but I feel like the girl characters that like I would maybe like be like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're kind of.
Well, I know like what characters like it would be cool to be like, but like it'd be cool to be like Sebastian from Little Mermaid. He's total chiller, but too much stress in his life. He needs to chill.
Yeah.
For a man that makes such chill music, he's like blood pressure. Do lobsters have blood pressure? Maybe.
They must.
Is that
Do they
question
blood?
11? Do lobsters have blood pressure?
Do they? I mean, if they blood, they blood.
Is he not a
pressure.
crab?
Yeah, he's a crab, probably. Trick question.
I maybe I'm giving myself too much credit or not enough. I don't know, but I really, really relate to Bobby Hill.
Yeah.
In a lot of ways.
Yes.
I think Bobby Hill is one of the greatest characters.
I 100% agree.
I think Pamela Adlon's performance of him is just phenomenal.
Yeah.
And I think the way that he explores, gender norms and just, that relationship that he has and the way that he challenges Hank, and he's just so sweet and sometimes so naive, but also really smart in his own unique way, and lives in his own kind of world. And
that's cool.
There's just something about Bobby Hill that he really resonates with me.
Yeah.
So
Agreed.
I like that.
Yeah.
Maybe like Bobby Hill X Shinji Akari.
Yes, I've definitely got some
see that for
Shinji
you.
in
I
me
can
for
see that
sure.
for you, yeah.
Yes, hate to admit it, because famous. I mean, I'm a Shinji defender or a Shinji apologist, I guess they'd say. Because people go, oh, he's so whiny and annoying. But I don't know. I feel for these guys. It's the same way with like Star Trek Next Generation. People love to hate on Will Wheaton's character, blanking on his name, Crusher.
Wesley Crusher.
And it's just like, yeah, I get it. He is kind of a spoiled brat. He gets just like come on the bridge and stuff, and gets like privileges because his mom's a doctor, and but it's like, yeah, these teenage characters need to exist on these shows. You gotta have these angsty, broody people. Shinji is whiny, but I mean, are you not looking at his situation and like who his father is and what he's up against? I think he has a right to be a little whiny.
Sure.
But so it's a good call, good tag. I think Bobby Hill hybrid with Bobby Hill like Shinji Ikari.
Neon Genesis, overrated, underrated.
Whew.
That's a tough one.
I think it's rated.
You think it's rated?
It's rated.
Wow.
Yeah, it's perfectly rated.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. I like that.
Yeah, I think it's found its place, and it's considered one of the greatest because it is one of the greatest. Same way I feel about Cowboy Bebop, and I know that these are like, the true anime fans are like, no, they're gonna. There's so many animes that I've never even heard of that are probably way cooler anime choices. But I think there's reasons that certain works like transcend things. I feel this way. It's the same reason that Alan Moore works like Watchmen sort of transcend the superhero genre. I feel this way about like Sweeney Todd with musicals. Like there are just certain works that can't be held to their medium or genre. And I think Evangelion is one of those. Like it's not an anime, it's not a sci-fi, it's just so singular and so huge that I think it has to be reckoned with, and I think it has been reckoned with fairly. Yeah.
Sure. Cool.
It's rated.
Yeah. Wile E. Coyote for me, I think. Yeah.
Good one. Yeah.
Sure.
Just because it's like, let's do it. Like with this movie and with Culture Sports, it's like we're just going to start running. There's a huge canyon.
Yeah.
And maybe we'll get over there to the other side. Doesn't always happen.
Which I want to shout out Ken Harris, because I feel like he's always left out when people talk about Chuck Jones. But I mean, Ken Harris was the lead animator that worked with like all of Chuck Jones' works, all of the great ones, from What's Opera Doc and Rabbit of Seville. You'll always see Ken Harris's name is there, and he basically is Wile E. Coyote. Like, Ken Harris embodies.
He's animating him?
Yeah. He and when you look up and you see him, all those old pictures of Warner Brothers animators where they're using the mirrors to make facial expressions, and you can just tell. You can just tell that he is the Coyote. And there's even moments in The Thief and the Cobbler with the thief that are so Coyote coded.
Yeah. He was on that as well.
Yes. Yeah. Richard Williams was smart to push him right away, and that's why the later Chuck Jones stuff when he came back is just not as good.
What can we do to get you to put together the Richard Williams? We should make that happen.
Let's try to make it happen.
We could talk to Caleb.
Yeah. and Wile E. Coyote also.
Saratoga's in a retrospective here.
I want to rant a little more about Wile E. Coyote because it is so epically like mythic. His character is profound because he isn't doing anything wrong. The universe truly is against Wile E. Coyote. He sets up these traps. He paints things on the wall. Physics defy him. The Roadrunner thwarts these plans because the universe truly has a different set of rules for the Roadrunner than it does Coyote. And there's something that's it's like Sisyphus in this way. It's this very tragic Greek tale. And then there's also this sadness, I think, too, of the fact that he's so loyal to Acme products, even though they consistently fail him.
Which was the Temu of its day.
It makes no sense that he would try a different brand at some point. And so he's a really, really darkly sad character, and I think people don't respect that enough.
Yeah.
So
Wile E. Coyote's pain, underrated. Yeah, they're underrespected.
Oh yeah, underrespected. Okay, 9. What's your favorite feature animation?
I don't know. I mean, Roger Rabbit, if that's considered a feature animation, probably.
I think so.
Yeah.
Richard Williams again.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, he slayed. Yeah, what? That's gonna be tougher for you, I think. Yeah.
There are a lot of
You're
big
more of a head.
ones. Yeah, it's hard to say just one. I do really love Allegro Non Troppo by Bruno
Yeah.
Brizzetto.
I just saw
one's really
it
good.
here.
I was so happy it got that restoration and
It was
played
so
here.
good.
I was so
Yeah.
sad.
Did it look good?
It looks great.
Yeah.
And I was so sad that it came like a week after my birthday, because that would have been
been
the
fun to
perfect
bring
birthday
people
screening.
to. Yeah.
Yes, and a much cheerier pick than Mulholland Drive and Dancer in the Dark. I really, really love, Marcel Yankovic. Again, I'm probably pronouncing that incorrectly, but famous for his psychedelic stuff like Son of the White Mare and Johnny Corncob. But he has this epic film called The Tragedy of Man, which is based on this like 12-act Hungarian play, and each act, it's the main characters are Adam, Eve, and the devil, and they basically, you just go through time, and so you start with like, in the Garden of Eden, and then you go through Egypt, and you go through Rome, and you go through the French Revolution, and you go, into the future. It's wild, and every single act for this animated adaptation is animated in the style of the art of that time. So it's an absolutely epic and wild feat of animation. It's just constantly changing the look, and I just think it's a really, really cool play. It's I think the kind of thing that if it were like written by Byron or Blake or one of these guys, it would be canon in the Western canon of literature, but because it's like Hungarian, it's sort of forgotten. But it's a really cool play, and it's a really cool adaptation. And it's also very psychedelic in its own way as well.
Yeah.
Not saying that you should watch these movies under the influence, but I'm not saying it either.
Right.
You can cut that out if you need to.
No, you need to. No, watching animation on mushrooms is super amazing. Yeah, it's great. Not that you have to or need to appreciate it,
But there is undeniably there are animators that are very clearly making art that is informed by their own psychedelic use and made to be seen under the influence of psychedelics.
Yeah. I've seen Johnny Corncob, but I haven't seen that one, so I'll have to check it out.
Yeah, and definitely check out Son of the White Mare as well if you haven't. It's really beautiful.
Yeah. 10, what's your favorite short animation?
That one's going to be a lot harder. Oh gosh.
While you think about it, I'll go ahead and say a couple. One that I really, really love, again, Richard Williams. He has this short called Circus Drawings, and I just think it's absolutely amazing. It's basically these sketchbooks of mimes and clowns that he drew in his youth when he was, I believe, in France, certainly in Europe. And then he goes back when he's older, sort of, I'm pretty sure after The Thief and the Cobbler. And he basically turns them into full animations. And they're just absolutely wonderful. And I just think it's a really, really, really beautiful work of art. And then I really love Don Hertzfeldt stuff. Particularly, I really love his short, The Meaning of Life, is one that I go back to every couple of years and watch, because it's, I just think, so funny and so beautiful at the same time.
Yeah.
Tango, Zbig Rimshinsky. But yeah, I think that's for a short. It does everything it needs to do. That's what's cool. One of the things that's cool about short animations, especially of an era, is there's so much like, let's just talk about life in some like very abstract, broad way, like both life and death. So many of those short animations that are more like art, like, that aren't commercial, are just like, let's talk about like the passage of time and the passage of life and like, just everything. Let's just talk about elemental human shit. And I think Zbig Rimshinsky does a lot. He's also just a huge influence on me for everything. So I would love to do a retrospective of his work, because you can't find
so
that would be so much fun.
I would definitely attend that.
Yeah.
You guys got a lot of work ahead of you this year.
Another cool one I want to plug, I actually saw it recently at the Nitrate Film Festival, Nitrate Picture Show, is Carol Zeman's Inspiration. It's all done with blown glass. It's stop motion, but all the figures are blown glass, and it's just phenomenal because they're changing out frame by frame. It's it's the same way you would with any stop motion, like Jack Skellington. He has 50 different clay heads, but it's blown glass, and that is just, it's so gorgeous, and I've never seen anything else like it. It really blows my mind.
Yeah.
Pun intended.
Pun intended.
Yeah.
Okay, 11. What's your favorite episodic animation?
Stuff. I mean, I think it's probably Neon Genesis for me. Yeah.
It's a good choice.
I mean, yeah.
Wow.
That's gotta be right.
Yeah, it's true. That's a good
Get
point.
real.
And you're wearing the shirt.
I'm wearing the
He's wearing
shirt.
the
I'm wearing the
shirt.
shirt. It's funny because I don't think
And it's worthy. That would be
Totally.
worthy of a top pick.
Totally. It's
Like,
just interesting because I kind of forget, and I don't think about it so much as an episodic series, because what's interesting about Eon Flux is that it started as, what's called the pilot, which is sort of like a 20-ish minute short film that was originally played on MTV, sort of
Liquid
broken
television,
up.
right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you would just sort of catch fragments of it, and you sort of had to watch to sort of piece it together. And then there was what's called, I guess, like the second season, which was a series of shorts. I think there's 6 of them, and some of those are phenomenal. Gravity and Tide in particular are 2 of my favorite works of art. And then there's finally the third season, quote unquote, which is 10 episodes. And absolutely, I mean, there's nothing else
They're
like
so
it to
good.
me.
Yeah.
They're amazing.
And it's so weird. It was insane that they were able to make so many of them, and it's just so
Totally.
so like, just like. I remember watching them as a kid and thinking, like, this is contraband. Like, I shouldn't be allowed to watch this. I don't know why. What it's making me feel. Yeah.
No, it's very, the word Lynchian is so overused. Speaking of overrated things, Lynch isn't overrated, but Lynchian as a term is. But there is something about Eon Flux in the dialogue. It's so stilted and strange that it gives it this dreamlike feel. And like every sentence that's spoken has this multivalence, has this dual meaning, which really fits in with this whole duality of the main characters, Trevor and Eon, and how they're both these opposing forces, but they're also lovers. And so it's just so wild in the way that it's, you can kind of look at it from all these Freudian, Jungian angles. But it also has this dystopic science fiction element going on, but it's and again, there is sort of this continuity in some ways, but every episode is also just this self-contained story, and they're all so conceptual. I just love it. And it blows my mind how many camera angles and cuts and the way he designs the characters. There's just nothing else like it, and it really bums me out that he hasn't been able to do a whole lot more, other than there's he did like a short for the Animatrix.
Has he done much? Yeah.
No, he's done like some character designs for things.
Tough,
but it's
though.
so
It's
tough.
such a slog.
Yeah, and he's done some like
anybody who
advertising
does one, I'm
work.
like, you got it. Like,
Totally.
Find a beach house if you can't afford it because you're an animator. So
Yeah.
sorry. Yeah.
I think he was probably thrilled
Sorry,
to sign off the rights for the Charlize Theron live action, and
which
just
was amazing. Jason loves that one.
I've actually never seen it.
Oh, it's so bad.
I've never seen it.
You would hate it. You don't need to watch that.
Yeah.
You would hate it.
I don't know. I try to go into things with an open mind this day and age. So, if I watched it when I was younger, absolutely would have just written it off.
Yeah, maybe that's why.
But I don't know. I would be curious to try to approach it as its own thing, knowing that it's not Eon Flux.
Yeah, you've matured a lot. I'm really proud of you.
Thanks, buddy.
Yeah.
Wish I could say the same.
No, Don. That's a Devo. Yeah.
12, last question. I also forgot to say, we're normally it's a 24 question interview.
Wow.
So this is on 2s. It's just all animation.
Nice,
Cool.
nice,
Love it.
nice,
Love
nice,
it.
nice.
So last question, 12. What's your most life-defining decision? Big question for the last question.
Life-defining decision. Probably to drop out of film school to go to art school. I was not in a great film program anyway, but I was in Atlanta, Georgia State, and they had funds for film equipment, but not for film professors. And those funds went to University of Georgia, which had fund for film professors, but not all equipment, which doesn't make any sense. And then, I went back. I switched to University of Georgia and just was like in the film program there, and like it's just like it's mostly theory. And the great professor there, Richard Newport. My dad was like, "What about art school?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, I guess I'll just be making stuff." And that kind of the rest of my life has been like from one thing to another, not directly back to film, but like it finally got back to film, but from that original. That original choice. So
opens you up to more.
I spent a lot of time, too much time ruminating on the past. Like I'm even here thinking about how I can't believe I didn't mention Your Face by Bill Plimpton during the animated shorts, because that one is
he's sneaking in
incredible.
A lot of stuff on Question
exactly.
12. Yeah, his notes app is furious over there.
But I gotta say, it's not to get too sentimental here, because cinephiles hate sentimentality. Those critics, they don't want you to be sentimental or nostalgic. But similarly, my biggest most important decision was I left my career in the sciences. I studied wildlife biology in school. I was working in a lab when I met John Michael, and I saw what John Michael was doing with Blender, and I didn't know that you could do that with 3D. I also naively, as much as I love animation, kind of also thought, 3D is what Pixar and DreamWorks and all this stuff do. And that's why I didn't want to do that. And then I saw what John Michael was doing, and I said, I do want to do that. And he inspired me to start learning Blender. And it wasn't long after that I quit my job, and I moved basically down to the farm part-time, where all those goats and sheep are that we talked about, and started following JM to follow my dreams. I mean, truly, if
that's
I
a huge risk for you.
I mean, if I hadn't met him, I would not be here today talking to you. I would probably be a rueful old man shaking my fist and full of regret and bitterment.
You're still a rueful old man shaking your fist full of regret and bitterment, but you made a feature film.
So for me, it was 100%. Meeting John Michael, learning Blender, and changing my path to follow my dreams, as they say.
I'm proud of you for that. That wasn't easy, and then hasn't been an easy slog. Quit his job, bought a supercomputer. Just said I could do it.
Owe it all to you, man. I love you.
Love you too, bud.
Life-defining decision, becoming friends.
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So sweet. Well, thanks for chatting with me today.
Thanks
it was great to get to know you
Yeah,
guys, and I'm excited for tomorrow. And I hope tonight goes well for you all, and I might come to the reception. Animator's Friend is produced and edited by me, Emila Morty-Bello, with facilities provided in part by the SC at MFA Computer Arts Department, digital marketing assistance by Arnesh Kundu, design by Sawyer Rakan, music by Cloutmeyer, booking assistance by Kinetic Marketing and Kayla Heyer. Special thanks to Sarah Schmidt and Ian Valentine and Multidalt, my mom and dad, Darren Santamaria,